Go.
So what happened was that Drew somewhat became famous, and people started asking him if he would sell their house. Well, he's not a licensed real estate agent, so he could not do that. So what he did was he created a course on how to sell your houses on eBay, and he would get invited to speak at real estate investment club meetings in Atlanta, Nashville, Birmingham, and he would sell his course for $1,500 to real estate investors who didn't know how to use the internet, and he'd make $30,000 in a night.
Oh.
Well, his daddy basically was only making about $35,000 a year in his job, and so I looked at that and I thought, wow, this is evidence that the internet works, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we just built a real estate portfolio, and my son said his goal in life was to have, by the time he was 21, 21 houses and bring his dad home from corporate America. Well, he accomplished both, and by that time he was on paper in real estate assets worth $1.4 million with no college and pretty much no formal high school. He had a lot of practical education during those years in the stock market. He studied that for 2 years in eBay and all this, and plus he was running the farm the whole time too, so he was learning a lot of very, very practical things. So that amount of money just replaced my husband's income, and so then when they had a layoff at work, my husband was able to come home and take care of his dad, who was sick. He lived next door in our extra home, and so he was able to be with him until he died. And so then my husband was home and working with us on the farm for a few years, helped the kids all build some houses. And then unfortunately he contracted cancer, and a few years later he died. But when Drew decided to leave home, he said, you know what, I've created this real estate portfolio. I did it for you. If I did it once, I can do it again. And he gave his daddy that entire real estate portfolio.
Wow. And then I have one more question was, what is your mission for these conferences and the things that you're doing for homeschoolers? Why do you do what you do?
Well, I absolutely love being in college. I have a college degree in education, and I was excited to be there, but I realized that college is not for everybody, first of all. And so when we were homeschooling, I realized that there were a few of my children who probably were not going to be able to play the game you have to play, in a sense. It's not that they weren't smart enough, it was just they were just not cut out for college. And
not even Drew.
Especially not Drew. No, Drew, especially not. And I did have one daughter that did go to college. She didn't stay very long, but she did go. And so I just said, what are we going to do? If you don't send your children to college, what are you going to do? You can't just not do anything. So I started studying home business, and I realized there were so many different ways to make money. When the internet age came along, the Lord actually put me in the middle of the internet millionaires, people that are making all kinds of software that people use on a regular basis, and doing all different types of things using the computer and now phone. And they were making lots of money, and they loved me because they were not real fond of school. Most of them sat in the hall for most of their school years. And so I just started bringing them to my homeschool friends and saying, here's some education that we can add to what we're doing with the math and spelling and all that. And all of a sudden, some of these people started just taking off and running with it, and we had some people making some serious money and bringing their dads home, and the moms making more money working from home, and young people starting off, when we had, at this event, we had a 9-year-old who has, 27 houses, rental houses. He does not manage them. He outsources that to a management company. His brother is 12. He has, I think it was 25 houses, and they were having it was amazing how the younger brother actually had more houses, and he owns them. So we just started encouraging these kids to start thinking about doing things that are real, not just little lemonade stand type projects, but things that are real.
Or workbooks and textbooks.
Right. Oh, right. Using real mentors, real books, and real experiences. And so we've just done it a lot. We've seen a lot of people experience success with it. And so my goal is to just continue spreading this message across America and the world. That's what I do.
Thank you so much, Ray. I really appreciate you giving us this time. I know you're busy, so I'll let you get back to the rest of the conference, which is going to be a worship time. That'll be great.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Good. Thank you, Penny.
Mm-hmm.